In and out tonight.
All right.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back for part 2, so I can knock Dwayne's idea out of the fucking park.
We're rolling. Try.
I mean,
So, let's restart. The gore of Attack on Titan and Tokyo Ghoul. The mystery and fucking detective shit of Death Note.
Okay.
The satire of One Punch Man.
Okay.
The animation style, I think it would be fun.
You're gonna animate it? Oh, you really want to do an anime?
I want to do an anime.
That takes a lot of money.
I know.
Chief. Oh,
I know it does, but it'll
Okay.
have a good turnout.
Okay.
I swear. Because then we're going to do the animation style. That's where I knew a lot of shit was going to come from. So I decided to use the animation style. You know, like the study beats, like beats to study to stream on
Lo-fi.
YouTube? Yeah,
Hip-hop.
lo-fi study.
You're talking about some Studio Ghibli?
Exactly. You fucking did it.
Yeah! Yes!
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty classic. That usually gets a lot of money. Yeah, that's a good one.
And so then we're going to take the loneliness and like those kind of feels from Cowboy Bebop, but not at the very start.
I'm gonna can I stop you right there?
Yes.
Stop referencing other animes.
I'm just
Because
giving
right
you
now
stuff.
he's just
You're
thinking
just
about Studio
referencing the
Ghibli.
anime.
I
You're
know.
not
The
saying
only
anything
picture that
interesting.
you paint in his head is Studio Ghibli.
That's it. That's all.
He's just
I
the
see
only thing he's thinking about right now is My Neighbor Totoro.
Well, no, I'm thinking about Spirited Away, but like with a lot more fucked up gore. But
Gotcha.
still,
So here's what's up.
just tell me what's going on.
So
What's happening?
Vitajex, or whatever this fucking company is called, has been outsourced and renamed to Japan after what happened in Australia. Right? So they're trying to do another cover-up like they did originally. The big twist at the end was like it was a
This is what
cover-up
I'd
for something.
expect from Cats, honestly. Like I almost would have expected a Godzilla type scenario. And I feel like you're gonna give me a Godzilla type scenario.
And so what we do is we have a plot point. The doctor from the fucking original, he's in prison, but he's still kind of running shit, right?
How?
That's what we got to work out.
Okay.
You know, I've got
Is this
plot
gonna
points.
be
I don't
like-
have very specific details.
Is he like in a nice cushy jail cell, or is he like just a run of the mill kind of nerd?
I feel like he's gotten enough dirty money
Okay.
and made enough,
He's up to-
connections
yeah.
that he's not, he's not in like rich people fucking.
Let me
Jordan
help you real
Belfort
quick
prison.
right now. Then instead of being full prison, ankle bracelet. He's on fucking like locked.
Okay,
Yeah, he's
home
like
arrest.
Yeah.
All right,
He's
gotcha.
got like a block he can walk around, and
and
that's
they're
where everything happens. for him.
They're monitoring his shit, but he's got different shit,
We got
like
your vitals.
hidden in the fucking ceiling tiles that he has to pull down.
Okay.
And so then we do the same cop dynamic, not the exact same, the same cop dynamic from the movie is what the first season is going to follow. These two, Death Note style, trying to track down where the fuck all this shit is coming from.
Death Note's another anime.
Season.
Season.
First season's gonna follow these guys,
okay.
right? And they're gonna try their best to track down like what the fuck is going on? Where's this shit
All
coming
these
from?
bodies melting.
Exactly. And then even when they do trace it back to the drug, they don't know where it's fucking coming from. They don't know the supplier. They don't know the trucks that run it. It's very, very
Classic
underground.
Tensei anime scenes.
Exactly. Exactly. And so then every episode that we do building towards this, it's going to end and eventually they're going to find out, but they're going to be killed. We're going to spend so much fucking time
So
loving,
season finale is them cracking the code, and then like cut to black is like the gunshot
almost
sounds.
second to last episode, because after we're going to spend so much time loving these characters and we're going to make their deaths
Lovely.
matter, right?
Okay.
And so then
Be a struggle. It's
what
been
I-
real fucked up.
what
I'm
I've
sure.
been keeping from you is that after each episode, there's going to be a small post credits of the fucking hillbillies.
Yeah!
Fucking Pud and his kids.
Are they like our next episode? Come and watch as our two detectives, or are they gonna just be like fucking around in the fucking outback?
it's gonna be like
Is it live action? Are we gonna get like these actual guys, or is this gonna be an anime?
No,
too?
it's gonna be the anime, and so there's gonna be shit. Where
about that.
It's I'm sorry, man,
I love
but
those guys.
we will
They're so
try to
great.
recreate them as best we can. If these
Impeccable.
actors are still alive, they're definitely coming back to voice them. And so what we do is it's like we just see small clips of like what they're doing, and like at first it's just shit.
It just looks like them being psycho hillbillies,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
At first, it's just them driving the truck, fucking around.
fucking the animals.
But as the season progresses, we see like
Staple another cum-stained teddy bear to the fucking truck.
we see fucking Pud, is that his name? Pud?
It's Pud.
Pud working on something with that fucking chemical that he had, you know? And then we see him cut out the fucking adrenal gland from a kangaroo and then fucking bring it back into his lab or some shit like that. Reference the first, but also build on it. He's working on something. Last episode. Last episode of the first season, all right, is the hillbillies arriving in Japan. They've been fucking killing tourists and taking their money.
Hillbillies are in Japan.
Exactly. It's gonna get
they fucking build a raft.
no. Here's what's happening. They're killing tourists or like leading like this is our. That's not how Australians sound.
Yeah, Australians sound like
this is our outback safari. We're gonna take you with us into the outback, and we're gonna show you what's going on.
They're fucking killing tourists and taking their money until they get enough to one, fund Pud's project, and then two, make their way to Japan. Because Pud, not as dumb as he fucking thinks, right? It's weird, but there are weird plots like that in anime. That's a staple.
So that's like the way I write. I like to write things. I come up with something really retarded, and I say, "But it's an anime, though."
But it's an anime.
You don't get it. We're gonna make a cartoon, so it'll be just fine. Don't worry about
And it's
it.
gotta be sold in Japan. They love that shit.
And what I was thinking is we could do the Japanese characters and the fucking hillbilly characters, their animation, like the style just a little bit different. Like
They gotta be janky. They gotta like feel like
exactly.
a couple like pages got like
need-
ripped out of their fucking illustrations or something.
Precisely. And
Like they're-
so when they clash, it's like a visual clash, fucking
Okay.
cultural clash, shit like that. And so and I don't know if I want to do fucking they speak Japanese perfectly fluently, but it's coming out of their dumb hillbilly mouths.
So it's all Australian.
Exactly.
Oh, konnichiwa. Hey, do we want your sushi?
Konnichiwa, cunt.
I hate it. I legitimately, that fucking thought makes my skin crawl. I now want to find some Australian dude speaking Japanese because I'm sure it would just fucking brain drain my skull.
Oh, you're looking kawaii there, Lance.
Hey, Chad, come on. We gotta drink these Fosters before they get warm.
And so the last episode of the first season is an extra long episode, and it's pure fucking action from like the 20-minute mark to the fucking like hour and 10-minute mark.
Okay.
Of just fucking the hillbillies causing havoc. They're fucking injecting people with this fucking hillbilly virus that's given them, because they've gotten like superpowers from this fucking vitamin thing,
Yeah,
right?
they're all
Guy
like-
shot through his hand and he's like, I'm fine, everybody could be like this. And he mentions that Pud has like super hearing or some shit like that. And so
One of them fucking binged a kangaroo from like a mile away and killed it dead.
exactly. And so he's
The
fucking
wild.
he's
did.
he's kept experimenting on him and his family to make them even better, but he's at the same time been creating a fucking like super virus thing, kind of like this, except it turns them into it makes them less melt and more the fucking things that like the sentient things that crawl out of the
gooey.
nose and the placenta.
All like fucking like
There's-
weird teeth coming out and like skin flaps.
There's plenty of fucking
Tentacles.
There's plenty of body horror, just like the original. We're not gonna miss out on that, and there is gonna be bodies melting into these new
But
things.
I see now why you were like, oh shit, I said no CGI.
exactly
Because I wanted practical effects.
exactly because the whole
It'll all
thing.
be hand drawn.
Yeah,
I don't know, you watch Invincible yet?
I have. Yeah, indeed.
I don't like the gore porn in that one. I
No.
think it goes too far sometimes.
We're not gonna do it like that. We're gonna stay true to
Now,
this.
if I say Parasite,
I thought Mark Wahlberg
you ever
was
watched
really
that
good in
anime
that.
Parasite?
but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I was
thought
thinking
Mark
more like
Wahlberg
that
was
where it's
really
like gooey. What's up? Mark
I
Wahlberg?
was making an Invincible joke. Isn't that the name of that
That's-
movie? That movie where the guy tries to join the
With
Eagles.
Samuel Jackson
What?
and
the
Vin
one,
Diesel.
the one with the football.
Eddie Eagle.
No,
Eddie
there's,
the Eagle?
There's Vin Diesel where he's
Keep
no, that's
going.
Unbreakable. That's Unbreakable. Sorry,
No, I'm entirely derailed. Continue.
Okay, so
anime.
So fuck, where am I?
Where are you?
Oh yeah, nuts to butts fucking action for like 40 minutes straight,
Just
right?
like people exploding, eat each other. Fucking
Exactly.
schools in panic as like their teachers start ripping students in half.
And so what happens is, after that, Japan is in fucking ruins. That's the end of season 1. Now,
That's the end of World War II too.
people are gonna fucking Jesus. Oh, that caught up with me.
That's what you're saying. You're like, oh fuck, I said it.
Oh.
Go on.
And so season 2, we start up. We're gonna keep people waiting. We're gonna leave enough threads in there that they're like, what the fuck is gonna happen? Because we're gonna make it clear we're coming back with season 2. This isn't fucking wrapped up yet, right?
Right.
And so then, the fucking daughter from the first one. The only one that fucking survives. She watches her mom's fucking tongue expand to 1 billion feet.
That was pretty cool.
Right in front of her.
Sick death.
We recreate that in animation, make it even more disturbing. Because that's what I want. I don't want like shock, gore, like porn.
Yeah, you saying like Chukio Ghoul and stuff. You're saying like, yeah, I get you.
I want fucking
You
disturbing.
ever watch Devilman Crybaby? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. We get to the end there where like they fucking start chopping up the chicken, like putting it on steaks.
Exactly.
It's gonna be like, oh, that's visceral. That's real.
I want it
It's
to.
happening.
I want you to look at it and feel
That's
uneasy.
now. That is today.
That's today. There are people right now. There are people I don't want to think about how there are people being killed right now.
Oh,
in this
God.
very
I love
moment.
thinking about that. It's the only way I can come. It's like, they're dead now. That's weird because someone totally died when I said that.
Yeah, probably statistically.
Probably
yeah.
like a little Japanese kid.
Okay, so you got season 2
Named
set up.
Micah
You
for
got an
some
idea.
reason.
Now here's my first question for you. How many seasons? We got a stop date on this, or is this gonna be some Naruto bullshit where we're going to fucking books?
We
books?
are definitely not taking it more than, I would say, 4 seasons.
That'd be about what my
Max.
cutoff is. Yeah.
Max.
Because about season 5, like BoJack Horseman started getting a little too much. So I
Mm-hmm.
think season 4 of this would be like also starting to push it.
You gotta go with the horseman benchmark.
I was thinking.
That's a good benchmark. It works.
I've got 2
I think
planned
of it
out.
as Breaking Bad benchmark.
That's a good one
Yeah.
too. Yeah, that's a good one too.
I was thinking I've got 2 seasons planned out. If we want to push it to a third with more shit, we definitely could. It could easily be wrapped up in the second. I don't think the third would be pushing it. I think the fourth would be pushing it a bit. Fourth is max. Third is definitely possible, but 2 is what we have.
Here's your half second of homework, Titan.
Okay.
I want you to give me your fucking season 4 finale. How's this bitch gonna end? You don't gotta give me names. You don't gotta give me relationships. I just want to know, like, what's that last scene gonna be? What's that fucking song playing out? We can do like some sad K-pop, or is this gonna be like fucking Death Note, where it's like weird Korean metal and I don't know what they're saying anyway, so I'm
got
not
you.
really sure.
I got you.
Dwayne!
Wait,
Okay.
I didn't give you season 2.
Fucking put it in your
Oh,
finale.
Okay.
Lead in with it. Dwayne!
Okay.
Okay.
3 melts!
All right. Well,
Look at me in the eye.
So while we were
3 body melts.
while you were talking about that, I was also just trying to think of ways to make it so that the movie kind of fits into both the narrative that I want to tell and it has more melts for more of the movie. So I'm thinking
melts?
it's kind of like a 2 halves sort of thing. In the original way that I told you the plot, the very ending of the movie, we realized that all the children of the first
melting.
generation melt. Yeah.
melting.
But in this version, it happens at about, we'll say like
That's why we're in the boardroom. We're not,
66.
there's no pens in the boardroom. We only use pencils here.
The 2/3 mark. That's when it happens now. So now at the half point of the movie, that's when Alex Jones gets fucking put in prison. That's when he gets put in prison.
He gets jacked.
and he gets jacked.
We'll just
along
call it
with the rest-
jacked.
Yeah.
Don't say vaccinated. Just say jacked.
Yeah, they just get jacked, just like everybody else. Okay, so then at that point in the half of the movie, everybody in the audience is like, okay, well, the movie's over, right? It has to end there. So then we start following the children of like some of the major players, the children of the president, the children of like some of the loudest politicians and journalists. And now we start spreading out in the same way that Body Melt did, where we're following a couple of different people throughout different walks of life in different parts of the community that's affected. Only now the community that's affected isn't a small fucking suburb in Melbourne. It's fucking the entirety
Melbourne.
it's the entirety of the world, and specifically the United States in this case.
You can see like
So-
country by country. We can like go around like see like how every like other place is dealing with this.
Yeah,
Like we'll go to like France and they'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
boo-hoo,
So, like, like,
we'll
if
go
a
to
ma-
Italy and they'll be like, oh, my baby's a pasta sauce.
Yeah,
and then
so,
we'll go
like-
to China and they'll be like, eh.
Yeah, so like if Macron or like from France, like if Macron was like one of the bigger purveyors of everyone should get the Vitajex vax. Everyone should get jacked, just like me, Macron,
so jacked.
because I'm French and I'm jacked. So everybody starts getting that thing because of him. So we follow his kid, and his kid, they're French over there. So they go out there,
They sure
like
are.
they're French over there. So like they're having, so she's like a 16-year-old girl or something, and she goes and has her first sexual experience with a young lad of the same age. And and they're both awkward teenagers, whatever. And he goes to eat her pussy, and it melts in his mouth. And they're both awkward kids.
Not in your hand.
They're both awkward. They're both awkward kids, so they're like, I guess this is just how it is. So they keep trying to go through it, and it gets grosser and worse, and then they just fuck.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and then like later on, Emmanuel Macron walks in, like at the end, he walks in on his daughter, and she's just like laying down in the bathtub crying, but she's also turned into goo at that
She's
point.
gooed out.
So she's like,
Does she-
I didn't leave me alone, Dad. So she doesn't even acknowledge that she's dying.
And
'cause
she's
she
going
just
down
thinks
the
she's
drain.
a weird teenager. So
Do we also get a scene of like either that same boy getting his dick actually sucked off, or like
well,
what happens to the boy?
He got melted.
He has to
like
get melted too.
his face got absorbed
Oh, we go, like,
into
full-
the melt of her pussy while eating it. So he just died there.
So he's
basically.
just in the bathtub,
And
and
she
he's like,
thinks that's because she's gross, because it was like total like fucking high school young, just like, oh, my body is disgusting kind of puberty shit. So that's that one. Then we have a TikToker who could be like, or not even necessarily a TikToker, but someone who's doing this one's a quick hit, but a quick hit of like
Yeah, good.
during a montage, quick hit of someone's doing a live video, and they're like, oh god, I'm just having like the hardest day, and they slowly melt throughout the live. Yeah, so that's, and then they're like, oh, my ear is like totally falling off.
It's like, like a Snapchat story or something.
Yeah,
like, you're
exactly.
just like, someone's like clicking through it
Exactly.
like real fast, like you just see them like slowly like slopping
Yeah,
off.
and this is like a journalist's kid or somebody. So, and then the big one that I have is like
Yeah,
we
here's
have all the parents at a football game, and the entire both teams just melt into one
I love it.
giant mass of gelatin.
all the fucking linemen hit each other, and they just kind of,
Yes.
holy fuck.
Yeah. So that's the big melt, and then
that's a big
just to
one.
make it, because I was thinking about it plot wise,
That's like 24 bodies melting.
We need a little bit of a different punchline now, because like the plot has changed. So at this point, when all the kids are melting, it's just like a quick shot of like Bedlam. The whole society has collapsed because all their children are dead. They don't see a purpose in living anymore. So Alex Jones just walks out of prison, and then like journalists come and they say, "What should we do? What can we do?" And he's like, "I told you years ago." That's the end of the movie.
I hate that ending.
I'm not sold on it yet either,
Yeah.
but like that's the point at the end. Is
very vague. Like, is anything really solved?
Because that's the only way I can think off the top of my head to tie in the front half with the end half.
No,
and have
that
the
works.
same
That works
meaning.
with this movie too, because like we do see at the end, I was like, did any of that actually matter? Because like the fucking stuff
Yeah.
still went out.
Yeah. And then it's just like the melting. Like you could fucking just have like the very last shot of the movie could just be like a fucking, like you could establish like the baby of the president earlier, and then the last shot of the movie is just that baby's binky falling into like the rain in the street.
Just like the
in a
weight
slurry,
of the binky itself, like
in a
crushing its
slurry
skull.
of baby just flowing in drain.
That's intense. That's really intense.
Yeah, it's fun.
And
That's body melt as fuck, is it not?
That's
my
so
friend?
body melt. That I think I still want like here's the only thing, I still want a couple body melts early. I still want like you like
Okay,
I still want like
so
an
I was
OD someone who takes like shit ton of the stuff. Like,
I was thinking the pussy melting thing,
Or like a
or the pussy eating
politician.
thing could potentially be moved into the opening part.
what if here's a scene for you, and I'm gonna hit this with you
Because
you-
also, actually, that's kind of why. Well, all right, never mind.
May I? Yeah, because as this works, as we all know, I'm the producer, and you will essentially be the director.
Yeah.
As a producer, I
At the
want to
very
ask,
least, I'm pitching my script.
I want to hit you with this. I want to hit you with this scene real quick. I'm thinking anti-gay Republican politician fucked doing the vaccine to get high, and then he gets butt fucked body melted.
I love it.
Butt fuck body melt, yeah.
Body melt.
I think that can
Dude,
hit
no,
like
that's great.
Act two or something.
Also, because it could even like because like that was kind of what I was thinking about when I was thinking about scenes to put into this. I was thinking modernize.
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
it, and
Like,
like
what's
doing
funny
like
to
a
fun
like a
of?
pride doing like a pride kind of thing, and like it's just like the fucking classic
Or like a
classic
classic where they just literally turn like fucking paste, and everyone's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, no, and
shit like that.
It's like it's also just like fucking a teacher's like writing.
Yeah, that's where it gets hard at the end.
Like you could have like during a montage, like a teacher's writing a thing on a board, turns around, the entirety of the fucking student body is just jelly.
She's like ankle deep in slop
Yes,
already.
yes, exactly.
All right,
That's what I
Titan.
got.
Okay, so just quick season 2 couple ideas that I had.
Yeah. Don't mind this.
So, daughter from season 2, she's been covered up by the government. They're like keeping her in her place, and she's been fucking.
Because she's the only one that survived this whole time.
Exactly. She's been studying this fucking body melting. Everybody in Japan, because she's in fucking Australia, everybody in Japan, fucking hillbilly people or fucking body melt creatures.
So like the idea of like just a bunch of hillbillies running through Japan, fucking stuff up.
Exactly. And then
That is pretty funny.
And then by this time, we've got another one of like the jacked guy with the fucking high pitched voice.
She brings back the Jack dudes.
He's fucking like his right hand man. Fucking what's the guy's name? It's not Paw. Pud. He's like his right hand man, except we take it to fucking anime extremes. Like he's fucking huge, and
he carries them around.
Exactly, like in his palm.
He's like breaking through doorways.
And so,
gonna get a bigger building for barely fit in this one.
For now, the outbreak has been contained to Japan, and so they send the bitch who's been studying the body melt shit and being like, everybody's calling me crazy. Fucking, I know what I saw. And then they're like, you need to calm down, miss.
I like the
and
Atlantic
she thinks
Smoker voice for her too. That's a good one.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know what I saw. Listen, I was at the slots gambling my kids' college funds away.
And so,
I remember because I had a quarter, and I'm like, this is the quarter.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't, but I remember that.
I had my
quarter.
last quarter, my last bar below Reds, and I said, this is it. This is, I either hit it or I'm done.
And I went back the next day, and I was supposed to be done.
And so, season 2, she goes on like an Avatar-style journey. You know, the whole season is built
when you
towards
say Avatar, James Cameron.
Blue
last
Okay.
Airbender. Yeah. So she's
You gotta make that distinction.
She's trying
nowadays.
to work her way to this big fucking building where he keeps this big man and he's like running Japan with hillbillies and monsters. And so the whole journey is like her working her way through Japan to get to this fucking guy and finally take him out. Because she's got the cure or something. It's never revealed what she has, right? But she's like, it's gonna take out Pud. And so,
This is a Pud killer.